Welcome back to HotS School. I hope you guys had a good recess. Today's lesson is going to be on Anub'arak, the bug that likes to bug you. I am going to preface this before we even start. Anub'arak is not one of my best characters, but we'll see what we can get going here. He excels in being able to put up constant pressure through a lot of his like having bugs out, and he has some good stuns and a good escape / engage, and he can be very bothersome and has a really good isolation ultimate. Well, we'll see what we can get going with him today, and oh man, I make no guarantees, so let's get right into it.
For the frozen throne!
Holy God! That was the fastest loading screen I've seen in this game. I looked down at my phone, got a random text message, and I look back up and I'm already in the game. All right, so Anub'arak's Q ability is, it's called Impale. It does a bunch of little, I don't know, dealies. What do they call it here? They don't actually call it, but you'll see it, and it's a bunch of little spikes that come up from the ground, and it will stun targets in a line. W is Hardened Carapace, does a shield on us, and our E ability is Burrow Charge, where we move for a short distance and end up where that arrow ends there. Our trait actually spawns a beetle that does damage every time that we use a basic ability. Let me try to sneak up. What's Zebo trying to do here? So at level 1, I didn't even see what we're going against because the thing loaded that fast. Level 1, we're going to go ahead and take regen globes, increase our regen. We're going to try to be a fat bastard for this Genji, and we're going to go ahead and get out of that. Going to move down to the middle lane here so we can hurry up and start getting our regen globes.
Do not resist.
So for the enemy team, we've got Blaze, Azmodan, Ana, Genji, and Nazebo. And for the ally team, we have Ana, Tracer, Phoenix, Jaina, Anub'arak. Looking at the comps, I definitely like our comp a little bit more going into this. But we'll see kind of what we get going here. And we are put to sleep by the enemy's Ana. Where Anub'arak really excels, and where I have found success with Anub'arak in the, maybe limited games that I've actually played with him in comparison to some of my other heroes, he is really good against enemies with lots of spell damage. He has a lot of spell damage mitigation. We're going to go ahead and avoid these toads. We don't know yet whether or not Zebo has taken the toad quest, but, just assume that he did. And try not to take damage from that. So at level 1, one of the talents you can take actually reduces the amount of spell damage you take every so often. Kind of like the talents that give block, but in this case it is spell damage. But we're taking the regen so we can kind of stay out here hopefully a little bit longer. Go ahead and just put a little bit of damage on him there. This Nazebo's pretty much out of mana from his from that beginning skirmish, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Level 4, we're going to take that the Burrow Charge increases range and damage, because I want to be able to dive into people, do some more damage, and I want to be able to do it from further away.
Death to the living.
And so one of the big things with Anub'arak is remember that as you use your skills, you're going to have more and more beetles that are going to come out, which are going to help really annoy people. One of the main reasons that I say that that Anub'arak is really good against mages is because of the fact that he has all these little beetles. So for instance, if you're going against like a Li Ming who's trying to hit you with like orbs or whatever, having a ton of these little beetles get in the way can be very, very bothersome. That was a very ill-advised dive there. But we throw down a beetle, so the beetles are going to take that damage as opposed to anything else. We're going to go ahead and grab this sippy cup here before we start headed up to the objective. Heading up there right now. Tracers better watch out because that Genji's out for blood. Whoa, how did you... Yes! Ha ha ha!
The web of death is inescapable.
Alright, let's get back here on the objective. And so that's one of the things that we can do with with Anub'arak. Anub'arak kind of reminds me of like a Muradin. Instead of jumping, we're burrowing underneath. Except for the burrow is a little bit better because it does a stun at the end of it. But just like Muradin, he falls into the same trap where if you're using that ability to engage, you might find yourself stuck without the ability to get out. At level 7, we're going to take Burrow Charge grants a shield because I like to play a little bit more aggressive and dive in, and it would be nice to have a shield to keep myself alive. I'm going to go down here to this bottom lane because this Nazebo is going to be putting on some damage down here, and I don't want to miss too much XP as little XP as I can. And we're going to juke because he's going to throw down some stuff. I expected toads, but that's fine too. Let's avoid those toads. Let's actually see did he take toad build? He did take toad build, so we want to go ahead and avoid that. So he's trying to hit us with toads. As long as we avoid that, we're gonna make his life a little bit more difficult. Being it stuck in his walls, obviously not ideal. And just keep moving, making it more difficult for him to hit his targets. And really, all I'm doing is just kind of buying time. We'll have a little bit better of a wave clear here in a little bit. But right now, we're just trying to keep this back as much as we can. We're going to grab the sippy cup here as we get a little bit of a rotation from our team to take out these siege giants. Go ahead and avoid those toads. Anything we can do so that he doesn't get stacks is going to be huge for us. We're going to dive in on this Ana for being out of position. And we're going to go ahead and snag ourselves a quick kill. One of the best combos with Anub'arak is to dive in using his E ability, using that charge ability, and then use his Q right after. So you get the stun off on them because you dove in, and then you get another stun on them because you got them right there, and it's a lot easier to hit when they're not moving. Level 10. At level 10, let me see who we got going against here. We're going to take Cocoon. Cocoon is usually the talent that I'll take. It makes it so that we can basically isolate a character and take them completely out of the match. So what we're going to use this Cocoon more than likely on the enemy Ana in a lot of cases. It's basically going to make it so that she is stuck in a cocoon, in a web, and is unable to participate in the fight. Therefore eliminating their healer from them. So right there, we used our basic ability. Obviously, we were trying to hit the Nazebo, but since the Nazebo, we did not hit him, our beetle is going to eat up all of those toads. Our team is dying off somewhere.
Nano boost administered.
I'm gonna go ahead and put her in a cocoon. Then we're gonna just kind of put up some little bit of distraction there. We need the sippy. I'm gonna grab this, come back for our Ana here in a sec. She's gonna finish out this objective. Keep him away from my regen globe. I want as much regen globes as we can get so we can go ahead and get them more health. We got some dissension in the ranks between Tracer and Phoenix, it would appear. Now we're gonna come up here, try to help out this Tracer. Alright, we got a little bit more damage coming out. We should be able to get this in Zebo. Alright. Hey, look at that. Teamwork makes a dream work. We start doing some things as a team and we start winning things. It's weird how that happens. Oh. Oh. We missed that, but we're going to be fat enough to just be in our way.
Impressive.
At level 13, I like to take Burning Rage, which allows us to do a little bit of wave clear. We're going to go ahead and use a bunch of abilities here so that we can have these beetles come in and absorb some tower shots while we got this objective pushing for us. Doing really good on our regen globes. Stun that Blaze as he comes in. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and dip out. They're on us. Looks to have taken the Horse Strike. She's trying to take out for this Tracer. Tracer should be able to live, and we should be able to get this Genji, possibly. He's probably going to get away. That's a shame. We could have had him. Come down here so we can get another regen globe. Because we want to focus on getting that regen globe quest done as much as we can. Go ahead and stun to peel for our Ana. Go ahead and give another stun. Always got to watch for your healer. That's one of the biggest things, really, just kind of when playing any character that's not your healer, that's not the healer for the team, just do your healer a favor and help keep them alive. We're going to go ahead and stun that Blaze as he tries to escape. Get that kill.
Triple kill.
You know what? Let's grab this boss. Oh, that was weak. So we're gonna go ahead and grab boss since we got this advantage right here. He's gonna kind of stand here and take damage. Back out. Use our shield, which will give us a little dealy here. Our Ana's gonna keep us healed up. Don't really have to move too much during this, so call that good. Grab this regen globe, grab the boss. We finished the regen globe quest. Not bad at just about 11 minutes for 30 regen globes. We got 3 people up top in the top temple, or mid temple. We're gonna come down here, just kind of do our thing, and we're doing a decent amount of damage just because we have our objective, or not objective, our talent that is gonna allow us to do area damage whenever we are around stuff. So you'll see that little orange damage, or no, it's not the orange, it's the purple damage, sorry. So the purple damage number that appears, so the 41 is just an extra 40 damage that we're doing just because we're around enemies. Helps us with a little bit of wave clear. Level 16, we're going to go ahead and take increases bro charge area and reduces cooldown. A lot of times I'll build into the bugs, into the beetles. We're going to go ahead and toss that Ana in that cocoon. Now this Nazebo's might get away, but I'm gonna go ahead and come over here to this Ana. It's gonna try to put us to sleep. We're gonna go ahead and just stay on her, because that's what the cocoon is all about. And just like that, we were able to isolate their healer, get a kill on the one person who wasn't the healer, and then kill the healer when she comes back up. And that's one of the things you want to focus on when using Anub'arak's ult, is all about that isolation, so that you can get those kills. We're doing really well this match, so we already got 1 keep down. We've got the numbers advantage, so we can go ahead and press into this. We're gonna go ahead and box them out just by using our body. Anub'arak has a big old ass, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. I don't know where that Genji went. Oh, there he is. Weren't able to hit him. We are pretty much out of mana. Not much we can do here. I'm gonna ping that I am out of mana. So maybe somebody grab the regen globes. I guess not. I'll just grab them all.
Good.
Let's go take this siege.
Could be of use to us.
Grab this here. Let's grab the other siege. Really, I just want the sieges so that I can get the mana from these regen globes. Looks like they might be posturing to do some type of attack here. They're without us, so they need to be careful. All right, we got our mana. We're gonna come up here and see what this is all about.
These mercenaries could be of use to us.
Into the pillbox.
Just keep beetles going out. And we're gonna jump on that Nazebo here in a second.
Nano boost administered.
And make that Ana choose whether she wants the Nazebo to live or she wants the Asmodan to live. She chose Nazebo, so Nazebo lived. Asmodan didn't. Come up here, kind of clear out this wave so that we can get this other regen globe. I'm a pretty big fan of getting regen globes whenever possible. We put in a lot of damage on the core just with those siege camps that we got. We're gonna go ahead and take these temples. I don't feel like moving, so we're gonna just stun him, which also puts out another beetle. Use our shield, pops out another beetle. So one of the builds that I a lot of times will take has the beetles consistently spawn even when not doing basic abilities. I like to have stuff like that when going against enemies like a Ming or enemies that have a skill shot that can be stopped by beetles, by the beetles. And then we can actually build into our beetles and give them spell armor and all kinds of different kind of buffs with them. Just real big. Phoenix is going on the core. It's probably a smart move. We probably could win if we went after the core right now. We're going to go ahead and take Rewind at level 20. Rewind, in my opinion, is the best talent in the game for every character that has it. This will allow us to use our abilities a second time. So that means you can charge in, give yourself a shield, stun them. So you basically get 2 stuns and a shield, then redo all your cooldowns and do it again. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. Super easy. Was it necessary to do that? No, but by the time we get into another fight, it might be up again. So... And that's how you miss every skill shot in the game. Is to stay on this Zeebs and man, easy life.
Way to go.
I'm just gonna come down here just because I can. Throw down some beetles. And we're gonna win the game here. Man, that was a stump. So that is Anub'arak. I'd like to say that I was a big part of that, but honestly, I think we played well. Enemy team didn't play as good. I mean, obviously that's typically going to be the the obvious answer as to whether or not you won or not is based on how well your team did versus the enemy team. However, it seemed like it was a pretty straightforward map. So let's see how we did as far as stats goes. How we feel reporting system. Stats wise, we did well. We didn't die. Got a couple kills. Did okay amount of damage. Nothing really big, but yeah, our Jaina went off. So she was able to get in some good damage. We kept enemies off of her, and she positioned herself well. So kind of recap the talents that we chose. At level 1, we took the Regeneration Master, which allowed us to get regen globes, gave us more health regen, and gave us more max HP. At level 4, we took increased burrow charge range and damage because I wanted to get in and do as much damage as I possibly could. At level 7, we took burrow charge grants a shield because one of the things, if you're using it to get in, you need a shield so that you don't die, and if you're using it to escape, a shield couldn't hurt. Level 10, we chose Cocoon, which we were able to use to isolate the Ana, as you saw a couple of different times. At level 13, we took Burning Rage so that we could do extra damage to enemy minion waves and just anybody that we were kind of sticking to. We were able to do a little bit more damage to them. Level 16, we took Epicenter, which just increased the impact area of our charge, and it lowered the cooldown for depending on how many heroes that we hit, so we could charge more often, get more shields, yada yada. And at level 20, we took Rewind because Rewind, best skill in the game. It would not surprise me if someday the Rewind does not exist because it is so powerful to be able to do to kind of bunch those skills up on a hero. Now I was talking a little bit about going a different beetle build or a different build. So if we were to going against a lot more mages, At level 1, I probably would have taken Nerubian Armor, which gives us spell damage against the next enemy's ability and subsequent abilities for 1.5 seconds. So if we're going against like a Ming or something, that's kind of like an instant 30% damage reduction against them. At level 4, I probably would have taken Beetle Spawn periodically, although I really do like Underking because I like that extra range and the damage, and being able to get that extra damage in on a backline mage can really make the difference for the engage of your team. Level 7, I probably still would have taken the shield. Level 10, I would have probably taken a Cocoon, the same, keep people isolated. At level 13, still would have taken deals damage to nearby enemies, as I like just being in it as much as I can and doing that damage, but that passive damage without me having to really focus and do that. At level 16, Beetlejuiced is a great talent, but also I would probably have taken Debilitation if going against mages, because if you dive in on a mage, that's 50% less damage out of them, and then the 30% on top of that you would be mitigating is pretty big. And then at level 20, still would have taken Rewind because it's just too good. But with that being said, guys, that is Anub'arak. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and we will catch you guys all next time.